Today is the day we get to learn a new method of dividing polynomials. Now yesterday and today in class we were working on polynomial long division, and I know a lot of you guys probably really don't like the polynomial long division. It's really easy to make mistakes, especially when you're subtracting. So here's our new method of dividing polynomials. We're still in section 5.4. The new way that we can divide polynomials is through something called synthetic division. And synthetic division is really snazzy. There's one downside to it though. Synthetic division only works if you are dividing by a linear factor. Something like x plus 4 or x minus 3. In general though, something of the form x minus a. Now, if you're dividing by like x squared plus 5, you can't use synthetic division. We have to go back to polynomial long division. Okay, here are our steps. Step number 1. Write the coefficients of the polynomial in standard form. Remember that means our exponents are in decreasing order. We write the coefficients of the polynomial in standard form. And when we do that, we need to include a 0 if you are missing a term. So like if we had x cubed and then an x term, we didn't have an x squared, we would need to include a 0 there. Then our second step is to reverse the sign of the a value. In our factor. So if we're talking about the a up here, x minus a, this is the sign that we would have to reverse, I guess. Kind of like with transformations. Okay, the best way to do this is to just dive in and do an example. Let's say here was my problem. I'll call this example 1a again. And like normal, the second video will be a similar problem to this. Okay, example 1a. I have x cubed minus 14x squared plus 51x minus 54. And we are dividing by x plus 2. Let's look at my steps up here. Step 1 again, write the coefficients in standard form. My coefficient here is really a 1. Then I have negative 14, 51, and then my constant is negative 54. We want to include that also. Second step, reverse the sign of the a value. I have x plus 2 here. Since this is a linear factor, I can use synthetic division. But since this is plus 2, reverse the sign, I'm going to put my -2 in a box over here. And leave a space, draw your line. Okay, here's how our synthetic division works. We start off by bringing our first coefficient down. Then we take our number times our factor, -2. And the nicest thing about synthetic division, we get to add straight down. -14 plus -2. And repeat the process. So we'll take this number times our factor, add straight down. This number times our factor, it's -166. We add straight down, we get -220. That's the nicest thing about synthetic division. We get to add straight down versus in long division where we have to subtract, and it's really easy to make mistakes with those signs. Once we get this bottom, this is really our answer in the individual parts. Our last part tells us our remainder. These are our 1s. These are our x's. And this tells us how many x squareds we have. So when we divide this, we really end up with 1x squared minus 16x plus 83. And we have a remainder of 220. So it's minus 220 over x plus 2. That would be our final answer. Great. If you want to see another example of synthetic division, stay tuned for our next video. Otherwise, you can skip ahead to example